Dexter. Ooh. Baby girl, what you doing with your man? I just popped a Zan, 50,000 in Japan.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Chef Bone bringing you another YouTube video. Today, yes, video number 2 of Bone and Cart Talks, and today we're going to be starting out with a Twitter question. Comes from Eric. The NBA decides to cut the number of teams in half. They decide that the worst team in each conference will merge with the best team in the other conference. Who would you have as the best team? So you guys saw the tweet. Now here's the list on screen. We've got number 1, Rockets Hawks, 2, Warriors Magic, 3, Portland Bulls, OKC Nets, Jazz Knicks, Pelican. You guys can read it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I gave up after that. Anyways, I'll start off. I think this one's pretty obvious for me. It's the Warriors of Magic. Let me see what I wrote down. So basically, Warriors, obviously they have the starting lineup of 5 All-Stars. And then you throw in Aaron Gordon, Nikola Vucevic, Terrence Ross, Evan Fournier, Mo Bamba, and Jonathan Isaac. So for the lack of bigs, you give them 4 good bigs.
Right.
And then you throw in Evan Fournier, a good 3-point shooter, and then Terrence Ross is like a just athletic, like decent role player. And after all that, I figured that like no other one on there can compare. Like the Rockets, who are they going to get from the Hawks? Melo, because I mean Melo's going to be on either one of those teams. So, but I mean, I don't see another one that could really compete.
I guess
T-Wolves, Wizards, maybe.
That's what I was. If I was gonna not be on your side, I'd probably say T-Wolves, Wizards, or Nuggets and Bucks, just because.
Right.
Either one of those. I mean, T-Wolves, I don't know if you can really count, Jimmy Butler still being there. But even then, you'd have Cat, Wiggins, Teague, Taj Gibson teaming up with Bradley Beal and John Wall and Dwight Howard. Jamal Crawford and Otto Porter and Kelly Oubre. That would be a pretty good team, I think.
That's pretty solid. I like
That'd be pretty solid.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with number 8 there.
Number 8? Okay. So we got Warriors, Magic, and you said number 8, T-Wolves and Wizards. If you guys have any other opinions, which in all honesty I don't think you will, but I guess you have the right to your own opinion, comment them below. That was just how we're going to start off as a quick segment, but we're going to get into the real dirt right now. This one I think we're going to argue with a lot, and you guys should see it on screen right now. It's the top 10 current NBA players if they are all still in their prime. You see the list right now. That was the list that this Instagram account originally posted, and we're going to give our list now, and I think both of ours differs quite a bit from that one. Maybe not quite a bit, but it definitely does differ.
I feel like it's hard to take any of those players off of the list, but the order is definitely different.
Correct. Do you want me to go?
You can go. Do you just want to go trade?
Yeah, number 1, obviously I have LeBron.
I have LeBron as well. I mean,
so
you can argue KD, but
right.
LeBron's prime has been like his entire career.
Yeah,
basically.
LeBron's never been out of his prime. Number 2.
I have Kevin Durant.
I have Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
Kevin Durant obviously joined the Warriors for his 2 rings.
Right.
So, I mean, you can't argue what he's done as like a scorer and stuff. But he wasn't able to bring home the
individually
ring to
though,
OKC.
he's not better than. I don't think he's better than Kevin Durant.
No, but I think, bro.
But the question isn't.
But D-Wade in his prime brought a ring to Miami with the help of Shaq, but the rest of his team is not nearly as good as what KD is.
Right,
worked
but
with.
but still individually, I don't think he's better than Kevin Durant. Skill-wise, I don't think he's better than Kevin Durant.
I mean, I don't think skill-wise, but definitely his accomplishments.
Okay, but that's not what the question is. It's just...
Yeah, but accomplishments go with that. Like, if you're in your prime,
yeah,
the reason you put Chris Paul at number 7 is because he hasn't done anything. But sure, he was better than...
Yeah, it's not like Dwight Howard hasn't done anything. Dirk Nowitzki is way higher on the all-time scoring list, and he has a championship. Dwight Howard hasn't done.
I don't agree with that though either.
Right, but that if they were looking at accomplishments, they won't have D Rose on there at all.
But I mean, he's an MVP.
Right, but that's individual though. As a team, they made it to
Right, but I'm just saying, like, individually, he pretty much carried that entire team.
Right, and that was only for like 3 years.
But he continued to go on with LeBron after that and win more championships.
What do you mean? You said go on with LeBron and win more championships.
Like, it's not just like he only has one championship. Like, he has 3 championships.
Right, but I mean, D Rose doesn't have any though.
Right.
That's my point.
But D Rose has the MVP.
Right.
Which I put him higher because he has
I
MVP.
know, but
And he didn't play.
I
nearly as
didn't. I
long.
guess when I made my list, I didn't really look at accomplishments.
I get it because like KD's a better
Yeah,
player, obviously, in my
And
opinion.
that's what I looked at, and player wise,
But I was
that's what
just,
I made my list.
like I was just looking at the fact that like DWADE was able to carry that Miami team to a championship with the help of Shaq, obviously. But
Yeah.
later in Shaq's career, he was still a powerhouse then, but not as much as like back in LA. And that team was not nearly as good as what KD's been put on.
No. But I mean, yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
I kind of see where you're coming from, but
I don't know. It's a hard list to make.
it is.
Number 3.
I have Dwayne Wade at number 3 coming right after.
I have
so.
Stephen Curry at number 3. He's been there since the start.
Yeah.
Pretty much formed that entire team, and then carried them to their first one. I guess he didn't carry them because Andre Iguodala got the MVP out of that one.
He did.
So Iguodala carried them,
He did
but I
have
mean like
great finals.
right.
game.
But I mean he still won the back-to-back MVPs.
Mm-hmm.
He has 3 championships. I think it's just hard to argue against him like
Yeah.
what he's done.
Yeah.
Like,
That's understandable.
yeah, I think Curry definitely deserves to be in that 3 spot no matter what. Number 4,
Number 4, I have Curry.
I have KD at number 4 now.
All right.
I kind of did rank mine a little by championship numbers.
Yeah, because
But
yeah,
I put all the ones that don't have championships at the lower end, mainly because like I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like championships go along with like how great your prime was.
right. But at the same time, you could take 2 of those away from Curry because they played alongside with Kevin Durant and 3 other All Stars.
Yeah, but I'm like Curry like made
Because it's
this
got
like
yeah, but it,
like
it would still go
like
both
KD
ways.
still joined that team.
Right.
That's what my that's what my
But
guess is like.
do they still win 2 in a row without Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
All right. All right.
I mean, if Paul George joins OKC, I think, and they have Kevin Durant still,
Right.
then I
But-
think it's a little more difficult for them. But I still think if the Warriors didn't sign Kevin Durant, they were going to sign somebody else.
It's a possibility.
And we already knew the chemistry there. They don't get rid of Harrison Barnes. That team was still great.
Yeah. I mean, OKC added different parts there too. I mean, I don't know.
I still
Because
see the
OKC
Warriors-
still should have beat them that year. They lost to Cleveland,
Right.
in my opinion. And it's hard to say with all the what ifs, but
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely difficult. What are we at, number 5?
I have Dirk at number 5.
See, in this one, I have D Rose.
Okay.
I know I said I was going by championships, kind of.
Yeah. Getting a
But-
little,
But Derrick Rose played significantly less, like, healthy seasons, like, to his max, you know? Like, he only had those, like, the short span of, like, what, 4 years where he was, like, actually the number 1, like, point guard and, like, one of the top players in the league. I mean, he was the youngest rookie ever at the time. Or rookie of the year, right?
Yeah.
No, he's not the youngest rookie of the year. He's the youngest MVP ever.
Mm-hmm.
He also won Rookie of the Year. I mean, that team, when you look at it, wasn't even that great, and he was carrying them. Because Jimmy was, like, really young, if he was even on those teams back then.
No, I don't think he
I don't
was.
remember him being on those teams. Joakim Noah, like, that's a joke. And
Back then, though, he was Defensive Player of the Year a few times. All
I know.
defensive teams and stuff, though.
I know. Taj
You can't say
Gibson.
that's a joke.
Who else did they have back then?
They had Kyle Korver
Yeah.
for a little bit. I mean, they had Nate Robinson for a little bit.
Wasn't
That was
after
kind of
the
during
Rose
his hurt.
thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I definitely think Rose, if he had the chance to go on for longer,
Right.
then I think he could have definitely overpassed them. And yeah, I don't know. He was just like one of those players where you just wish it would have.
Yeah.
He would have continued on.
It's hard to put him above somebody like Dirk, who's top 10 all-time scoring list.
Right.
And who does have a championship and who's
Been
just been like a consistent, when he was in his prime, he was,
right.
consistent scorer and
right.
something they built their team around.
Right. I don't know. I just love D Rose. I wish it would have worked out for him.
It's hard.
Next, 6.
I have D Rose coming up next.
I have Dirk here.
So.
We just debated that pretty much.
We just debated that pretty much. So.
7. I have Dwight Howard.
I have Chris Paul.
Paul with the ball.
Paul with the ball.
Yep. Dwight Howard, mainly because back in the day, he was like a miniature version of Shaquille O'Neal.
Slimmer.
Yes. Not near. I don't think he was as good with the ball handling kind of thing. But took that team to the finals. Threw LeBron in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Although he did I think they got swept, or they won one. I think they got 5, or they lost in 5 or got swept. I don't know, to the Lakers.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is. When you look at it, that team didn't even have that big of a name, that big of names. J.J. Redick, Hedo Turkoglu, Rashard Lewis, Jameer Nelson, Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Those are all some bum dudes pretty much now.
Right.
Except for Rashard. Rashard was pretty good. JJ
he was good
pretty
back then. And JJ
Jameer was
always
alright.
lit.
I mean,
they were solid, but you look at LeBron's team, who they beat too.
Right.
That team wasn't solid.
Right. So I mean, I think Howard definitely was running it back then. He was my favorite player back in the day.
Right.
So I think Howard is pretty good.
Yeah. Again, I made my list more of individual talent, so that's why I put Chris Paul next, just because he's still, even at his age now, still top 5 or 4 point guards. A dude still just is really good.
Yeah, he's a hooper. I mean, he didn't have a very healthy season last season, though.
No, him and Harden didn't play together until later in the season, kind of.
When they did, though, oh my gosh.
When he played for, I don't know what you would consider his prime as. I guess probably when he was with the Clippers.
Yeah,
early Clippers.
Yeah.
But when you look at...
I don't know, I still feel like he's in the late end of his prime, the tail end of his prime.
He's in the tail end right now. It's getting back a little bit, but again, individual, because when you think about it, this past year is his first time getting out of first and second round, pretty much, so...
Right. Next, what are we on? Number...
7.
7? No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
We're on 8. Okay. Anyways. Number 8, I have CP3 here.
I have Vince Carter. He's my favorite player. Some might be a little biased, but again, individually, I put him above those people, just mostly probably because he's my favorite player. Maybe
right. I have CP3. We just discussed this.
Yeah, Vince Carter was a monster. He was very athletically dominant.
Yeah, I think what's kind of I don't know, annoying to me now is the whole I don't know, he's just still bouncing around in the league now.
Yeah. Because he just wants to play.
Right. I mean, I respect that, but I don't know. I feel I don't know. It's just kind of annoying that he just keeps bouncing between the team. I just like it when a player stays on one team.
Right. And he probably would have with Toronto, but I feel but what happened there, they started getting upset with him, but about not winning and stuff, but
yeah. They got upset. They obviously got upset with DeMar then too, right?
We won't get into that.
Anyways, number 9. I got Carmelo.
Oh, I put Dwight Howard up there.
Okay.
Up there after Vince, but
I think...
Yeah, Melo up there at number 9?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I'd probably put Harden above him.
Yeah.
So it's 9 and 10 for me.
It's hard to judge people like Harden, because,
I think he still has years in his prime.
He's still years in his prime, and he could still be continuing to get better.
Right.
You look at, other players like LeBron, Curry, and KD, they seem to just continue to get better.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
So-
I mean, Melo back in the good old Denver Nugget days, where he was a monster back then. He was a monster in New York. He had a couple of years where he was bringing New York into the playoffs, which, I mean, they haven't been there in a while.
And then he got hurt a few times, and
I think
his
he just started
teams
to
were
slow
ass.
down. Yeah, he just started to get terrible teams, man.
yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'd probably switch Melo down to number 10 and put Harden at my 9, in all honesty. But I have Harden running out at number 10.
And then I have Harden at number 10 as well.
And, I mean, that we just discussed that, really. He still has years in his prime left that he can get better.
He'll probably end up being higher up on that list, probably.
Right.
Very soon, to be honest.
Yeah, he definitely...
It's just hard to judge
he just
right now.
won his first MVP. Should have beat the Warriors, honestly. When you think about it, if they wouldn't have gone like 0 for 27 from the 3-pointer. But
Happens, you gotta make your shots.
that list is definitely debatable. It's really difficult, honestly. Especially because like I feel like I forget people. Like I feel like I'm forgetting somebody, but I don't think I am.
Look through the list of
Like-
players, and there isn't.
Like I think Rondo maybe had a chance to possibly make this list. But just the fact that his career
And his
completely
game
fell off.
His game really hasn't changed at all.
It just completely fell off.
He's
I
still
mean,
the same player as he was,
yeah.
to be honest. Maybe just a little bit older though.
I mean,
And
he was
he's gone
definitely
through a few
better back in
energies.
Boston, honestly.
Yeah,
but
he had a
he
few
better
energies
players.
and better.
If you guys have any disagreements, and I'm sure you definitely do, because this is a for sure hard list to argue. Make sure you comment that down below. We want to hear them all. We're definitely willing to debate with people too. You see our Twitters and Instagrams on the screen, so if you have any debates you want to start with us, make sure you do that on Twitter. But yeah, we're gonna get into the next segment. This one isn't very long, but we thought it would be a fun one, so let's get into it. So we decided to pick one team from the East and one team from the West that we think are going to be surprise teams this year that could possibly make the playoffs. And I'm not saying that they're going to make the playoffs because I'm going out on a limb with these guesses, but could possibly win it. So stick with us and start it out.
So
Go from the East.
East, I'm gonna actually go with the good old Pistons for my surprise team. They're gonna, if they stay healthy, I think they can be solid. Probably maybe flirt with maybe the sixth or fifth seed if Blake Griffin and Reggie stay healthy, and they got a new coach who was just coach of the year this past year.
Drummond can't have one of those fall off seasons.
Drummond's got to keep it up. It looks
Keep
like he's
getting
been
better.
putting in some work still, and they're gonna have Blake Griffin for the whole season. So,
Yeah, we just need Reggie to stay healthy.
and we
man.
just need.
It's just so much better off the bench.
Yeah, Ish Smith is not a starting point guard, and
Yeah, I think Luke Kennard definitely probably could start at the 2.
he could. He started to show a little bit like he seemed to be more comfortable by the end of the year.
Yeah, we definitely
also added Glenn Robinson III.
We did. That's a solid pickup.
was
Stanley
pretty solid.
Johnson, definitely.
We've been
considered
waiting for him to pick it up ever since he was drafted, and you have Drummond out there saying he's better than Jaylen Brown, and as a Pistons fan, I want that to be true, but I
It's
really know it's
definitely
not
not.
true.
Not
I
at
really
all.
know it's not true.
No. Yeah. So my team, I have the Bulls as my surprise team. Mainly because I didn't really know who else to pick because I feel like the East is pretty who's gonna make it. No.
Yeah. After you get kind of out of the top 5, it gets a little.
Right. But there's other teams where you just
Torn
can't even argue for them.
Right.
So I thought the Pistons were a guarantee, pretty much going to make the playoffs this year, just because of LeBron leaving. So I had the Bulls in there mainly for their pickup of Jabari Parker. Zach LaVine's looking like he's getting a lot better since his injury. Chris Dunn definitely proved himself last season. He's going to have a good season again. Lauri Markkanen, and then who's their last player?
Bobby Portis. Denzel.
Bobby Portis, yeah. Denzel probably is going to get a lot more playing time this year. So they have a bright future. I don't even know if they're going to surprise us next season, but possibly in a couple seasons. I also was thinking the Magic, not necessarily to make the playoffs, but I definitely think they're going to be better than people think.
Explain.
Okay. I think Mo Bamba and Jonathan Isaac are two very
That's
solid
true,
pieces to build with.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that Nikola Vucevic is a great trading piece to get him out of there because you have two already solid big men that are young that you can run with, and you have Aaron Gordon already there who's going to make a name for himself, and he has already. Evan Fournier, a solid player. What they really are missing is a point guard, because DJ Augustine can't. I don't know. DJ Augustine is just one of those players that's like he's like a fill-in for like a bad team's like point guard that gets hurt, you know?
Yeah, and when you look at them too, though, as you'd kind of say Aaron Gordon would be their best player.
Right.
Could you agree with that?
Yeah.
I feel like he's got to complete his game more.
Right.
People know him. He's kind of is only a good dunker right now.
Right.
And the rest of his game needs to be improved.
Right.
If he wants to
I think you could almost argue Mo Bamba too.
Yeah, just because Aaron Gordon really hasn't. I mean, he's proven himself that he belongs in the league. Just not that he's a clear like star player of a good team, or even just a team at all right now.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that's a player to look out for, though, or a team to look out for.
Yeah.
In the next coming years, with the Bulls too, but over in the West.
So, I'm gonna go with the Nuggets. Just they added Isaiah Thomas, which was a huge pickup. And then either whether he starts or not, they'll have him and Jamal Murray as their 2 point guards.
Yeah, they picked up Michael Porter.
And Michael Porter in the draft, and Jamal Murray and Isaiah as your 2-1s is pretty good. You got Gary Harris,
Paul Millsap,
Jokic. I mean, they're going to be an exciting team. I think they were neck and neck with Minnesota this past year, and I thought they were going to make it.
Right. Yeah.
But
see, I didn't feel like that was much of a surprise, just because their team's like pretty solid. So.
But I mean, they finished outside of the playoffs last year.
Right. So I think they're gonna make it this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think low-key, I think the Jazz might have had like a little bit of a fluke season.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I completely believe yet.
They all just kind of like it. Just all just stemmed from Donovan's success.
Yeah.
Rubio didn't play too bad.
Right. He had a good season.
I mean,
Rudy
Gobert was defensive player of the year.
I feel like Rudy just.
It was just
we
kind
haven't
of like
seen
a
like a full Rudy yet.
It was just kind of like a low key defensive season. I had no idea he was going to win.
Yeah, we haven't seen a full Rudy yet. He's always hurt.
Yeah.
Like I'm ready to see a full season 82 Rudy. 82 game Rudy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But my surprise team, really surprise, was Dallas. And I have their roster here. I just want you to look at like. So Dirk's obviously old, right?
I forgot
Luka,
they picked up
DeAndre Jordan, Harrison Barnes, Dennis Smith, Jalen Brunson, Wesley Matthews is still on this team. I know Dwight Powell's a coming up player. He's still pretty decent. So I don't know. I feel like this team, if Wesley plays like he did back in the 2015 season with the Portland Trailblazers, if he plays up to that potential, they need to start Dennis Smith, run Wesley probably at the 2. I just haven't seen much of Luka, so I don't really know.
He won't start at the beginning of the season for sure.
Harrison Barnes, Dirk at the 4, and DeAndre at the 5.
It's not bad.
It's not a terrible starting lineup. I don't know, man.
The
West
is tough.
The West is just, yeah. I mean, they got Kostas too.
That's true. Yeah, we'll see.
Kostas Antetokounmpo, which is obviously Giannis's little brother.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I didn't know. The West is already pretty much planned out. Like, you know who's gonna make the West. You know who's gonna win it. Honestly,
it's gonna be the same thing probably as
for the next couple
last
years,
season.
Dude.
Into the past, like the last 2 or 3 seeds were back and forth the whole season.
Right. So I mean, I was just trying to go for some like really outside of the box picks that like nobody's really looking at.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I think Dallas. The pickup of DeAndre Jordan is like not a bad one. Harrison Barnes is obviously a good player.
Right.
So, yeah, I think Dallas might do something. But that's been it. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. As always, make sure you leave comments below. You can ask us questions or anything. Tweet us like things you want on the next segment. Our Twitters are on the screen like last time. And make sure you do drop comments because we want to reply to as many as possible. We also need constructive criticism to see, I don't know, what you guys like, what you guys don't like.
What we're doing wrong.
Right. We're trying to get this to as many people as possible, more views on it. We really just want to talk basketball with you guys. So drop comments, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe button. And other than that, we're out. Deuces.
Hey. She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom, I'm sorry. 50 dub, I even